Hi, I have 10 minutes to explain the coolest SpongeBob antagonist of the series, all in one take, no script, just bullet points, and trying to condense as much information into this video as possible. I have a timer I'm looking at right now. I'm already at 20 seconds. Oh god, this is going to be the most chaotic video I've made yet, but I just felt the need to really talk about Jim and the original Fry Cook because I don't see anybody talk about it, and I think it's a really good episode. Also, I have it going on in the background right now, and I'm already falling behind the plot recap. Okay. So, let's talk about the original Fry Cook. Came out in Season 5, right after Friend or Foe, which showed us the origin of the Krusty Krab. Is this important? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's just a really funny coincidence. It stars Patton Oswalt as a guest for the episode. Obviously, Jim. If we're going by the air date, Oswalt actually appeared in the episode before he starred as Ratatouille. As Remy, the rat in Ratatouille. That's what I know him for. I think he also does stand-up comedy. I don't know. Okay, let's get to the plot. So we start out. SpongeBob is making a Krabby Patty with love. Look at him put, like, the little ketchup heart thing. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm behind in the episode. Jim shows up. SpongeBob's patty. His love, his passion that he put into it gets stepped on by the crowd. Jim was the previous Fry Cook at the Krusty Krab, as we learn in a flashback, starring a very different looking Krusty Krab that was probably in the 70s, complete with Mr. Krabs with sideburns and a non-bald Squidward. Cool. He ends up making the Jim Patty. People love the Jim Patty. Squidward gets along with Jim amazingly. Krabs does too. This is really weird. It's cool though that we see the origin of the Krusty Krab. I'm at 2 minutes. So then for the entire rest of the episode, Jim is hyped up. He is the man. He is the Fry Cook. We see the original Employee of the Month award plaque thing from Employee of the Month, and guess who's behind it as Best Employee Ever? It's Jim. Wow, he's behind all of SpongeBob's achievements. Man, I wonder if this is like symbolism or something. Anyways, the main chunk and jokes and stuff of the episode is that SpongeBob keeps getting outclassed by Jim in every single respect. Jim makes just better patties. He makes the Jim Patty, which is quite literally perfect. The Jim Patty is described as SpongeBob as pretty much just being life-changing. Look at SpongeBob. Look at this little dream sequence he goes on. The Jim Patty looks fantastic. The episode never tries to say that SpongeBob's food is better than Jim's. Do they like compare? We don't know, which is the thing that makes this episode really cool. SpongeBob wants to learn from Jim because, of course, Jim's patties are technically better. So Jim goes to make a Krabby Patty, and it's perfect. No, we already covered that. Sponge ends up wanting to learn how to make a Jim Patty, because why wouldn't you? You know, they're literally perfect. So he goes through a rigorous training montage with Jim, including pickle thickness testing, something with mustard. I don't know. I don't want to make a comment about the feet, but I made a comment about the feet. And just no matter what SpongeBob does, even trying to keep a patty in the air, it never works. SpongeBob, just for the life of him, cannot get down this technical aspect. This is different. SpongeBob is meant to be the Fry Cook of the show. He's meant to be the expert. There's no Krabby Patty type he can't make, so it really throws him out of the element when he can't do this. I really like how the episode focuses on this. Sponge ends up making his resignation as a Krabby Patty, which is pretty funny, but he ends up putting it in, and then he has to go say goodbye to everything in the Krusty Krab, like a weird wall stain and like 298 frozen Krabby Patties with a time card. It's a whole thing. Anyways, Jim winds up meeting back with Mr. Krabs, and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Krabs, oh, where's your Fry Cook?" And Mr. Krabs is like, "Oh, arg, 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 arg. I don't know, he's whatever." And then SpongeBob comes out, and he's like, "Oh, Jim, you can have my job. I'm not worthy enough for the Krusty Krab." And Jim goes, "Bro, chill. I'm not here to take your job." And then you think, wait, what? Jim's not here to take his job? No, Jim just came by for a trip. SpongeBob isn't getting replaced. The entire conflict of the episode is in SpongeBob's mind. That is actually really cool. So many shows and stories have a plot like this, at least at some point, and then we learn, oh, the guy doing this was bad the entire time, or oh, their creation lacks soul and it lacks heart. Here, no, not at all. Jim is a little abrasive, I'll give you that, but he's a good guy in the end. He does want SpongeBob to succeed, which is, again, really cool. I realize I'm saying really cool a lot. Maybe I should have scripted this instead of going off of bullet points, but we'll find out later. We flash back. back to the 70s or whenever it was, Krabs, using a bunch of obscure terminology and his Hiptionary, as it's called in the episode, tries to talk with Jim. Jim wants a raise, and of course, if you know anything about this show, that is not gonna fly. Jim just leaves the Krusty Krab as Squidward goes bald. After the flashback, we cut back to Jim, who tells SpongeBob he will only be as good as the Krusty Krab. The Krusty Krab is a dump. If SpongeBob wants to succeed as a fry cook, he needs to leave the Krusty Krab. Okay, just casually throw in a really complex and interesting idea into this episode. Sure, why not? It's a really interesting question. Is SpongeBob better or worse off without the Krusty Krab? We'll get to that in a bit though, because I still got a couple more bullet points and I'm already at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh my god. Okay, so heavy parallels are made with Jim and SpongeBob throughout this episode. Let's take a look at Jim. Look at his clothing. Look at that tan, beige shirt, whatever. Look at the rips on the sleeves. Jim is just less formal than SpongeBob. He doesn't have a tie, he doesn't even have pants. He has stubble, he doesn't even wear shoes. Even their hats are different. Jim was also shown earlier with hair, but I don't think that's much of a point of comparison. But even their colors contrast. SpongeBob's yellow, optimism, joy, the glass is half full. Jim, kind of cynical, but it's more played as like being in realism, if that makes any sense. Jim has seen the world. He's had to climb the ranks of being a chef. He left the Krusty Krab, and he has just done amazing things at so many different other restaurants. Jim has made it. He's gone through the journey. Okay, let's quickly talk about the pitch Bible. In it, SpongeBob is stated as wanting to fit in. He wants to be the guy on the wall. Now, on first glance, if you're like me, you're probably confused because, I guess SpongeBob wanting to fit in has been relevant to some stories, but like, if you asked me a year or two ago, I would say, oh no, it's not his defining character trait. But then I realized, SpongeBob wanting to fit in is a subdued character trait that acts as a beating heart, pumping blood and life into all of his other actions and moods. His optimism, from this. His hyperactivity, from that, and also kind of the optimism. Jim, in the end, is a refined SpongeBob who takes a different approach to him. It's kind of like looking at a potential future SpongeBob. Jim basically got his entire world shattered and recovered from it, and now he's just a realistic chef who's just happy with his success. He doesn't want to demean or put down others. In fact, he actively tries to help SpongeBob multiple times, which is really cool. I just really like that. I think that's a really cool idea to focus on for a character, and especially have them be a foil to SpongeBob's kind of entire personality at this point. He loves the Krusty Krab. Okay, I got one more page. Oh god, I'm running out of time. Jim left the Krusty Krab because he was getting screwed over by Mr. Krabs and not getting paid all that well. While in direct contrast, SpongeBob has actively paid money to Mr. Krabs. Take a look at this line from Big Pink Loser if we have time. Compare the ending to Bossy Boots, where he gives up an entire year's salary just to have fun with some toys. Okay, so what is the point of this episode? Most fans say the original Fry Cook is fine, it's nothing standout, and yeah, kind of with him. Jim is better than SpongeBob, but he doesn't put him down for it. He's not a jerk, he's a guy who has earned his station through merit. The show doesn't make him the bad guy or a villainous foil to SpongeBob. For the show, this is a surprising development. It's rare for them to make an issue kind of gray without any clear-cut answers, especially for like a kid's cartoon from, this would have been 2007, right? 2005? When was Ratatouille? I don't know, I'll put it on screen right now. Jim thinks he sees SpongeBob in his old situation. Notice how I said think. He thinks SpongeBob hates not getting paid enough. Look at the second flashback. The first thing we see is Jim saying how they should cut out Mr. Krabs for more money. Jim is in this for the money and the prestige, but the episode doesn't say this is explicitly a bad thing. It's just that he happens to be opposed to SpongeBob's worldview, which, by the way, one of his first lines in the episode is a flat, "I'm not doing this for the money, Squidward." The overall message is kind of left to the viewer. Is Jim in the right to tell SpongeBob the Krusty Krab is a dump and it's only holding him back? But at the same time, we know from other episodes that the Krusty Krab is what makes SpongeBob satisfied and happy. Jim is also shown to be satisfied with his success. Again, it's not a clear-cut case of SpongeBob having some upside on Jim. I really like how they add in a tiny bit of nuance and complexity to a one-off guest character. Not many other episodes tackle SpongeBob feeling worthless and getting replaced. Okay, I'm running out of time. That's all I got for you. I've been B10. Thanks for watching.